Patriotic, and it has changed my life. I'm a fan of his ever since. I love this collection. Of his most legendary supermodels and more. The four queens of the runway. Fashion, New York Fashion Week is right around the corner. Librarian tonight, and that's because I came to read a bitch. Jaja's Atelier, bitch. Welcome back, guys, to a brand new episode of Jaja's Atelier. It's your girl. Listen, I haven't been away for too long. It's only been 3 days. I know I told y'all I'll be back on Saturday, but I figured I'd wait because I was thinking Saturday was going to be the last day, forgetting that sometimes Paris Fashion Week runs a little longer than all the rest, especially after coming off of London, which is the shortest, I believe, and then Milan, which is also really short, and with all these shows, honey. So listen, I'm not getting into any politics today. This is a fun, light show. Fuck all that's going on with Trump and that fake ass State of the Address. I might get into that on the next episode, or I might not. But, you know, we haven't heard about Trump in a couple of days. Daylight savings time just happened, so it's lighter, longer outside. Everybody's in a good mood. Spring is here. So I just want to keep this episode light. And I would like to start with Paris Fashion Week, you know, my review of it so far. And I would like to start with perhaps two of the most anticipated and controversial debuts of the week. That would be Haider Ackermann, making his debut as creative director for Tom Ford, which just debuted in Paris, which has always been a dream of his, and also one of the only women to debut a collection. It wasn't that many. The beautiful and very much brilliant and talented Sarah Burton for her creative director debut at Givenchy. Excuse all the stuttering. My mouth is really moist. Ooh. So let's start off with Haider Ackermann. I was very excited about this because, you know, I'm a huge fan of Haider Ackermann, especially after his guest stint for Jean-Paul Gaultier's couture show a couple of years ago. Not only am I a fan of his work, honey, but I'm also a fan of his physical. That man is gorgeous. Hello, Mr. Ackerman. Zsa Zsa Ackerman. I would look good on his arm, don't you think? Anyway, but he tells a story about how the job came to pass. He was in a meeting and he got a call. You know, he sat and talked with Vogue. It's in the last issue. If you really want to take a look at it, it's actually a fun story. And he said that it all started with a phone call. He knew what it was about, but he was still a little nervous. He spent a lot of time after, you know, getting the job in New York, you know, going through each one of Tom Ford's era, whether it be Gucci, his short stint at YSL, as well as coming into his own brand and funding his own house, which is named after him, Tom Ford, of course, in 2005. You know, a lot of people were saying, oh, that, you know, it was a surprise pick. You know, a lot of people weren't expecting Tom Ford to pick Haider Ackermann, but he said they had a lot in common when it came to their execution of garment making. He also talks about really being blown away by how they make the garments, seeing as how both him and Tom Ford had dealings with the Zegna factory in Italy. That's where, you know, a lot of their pieces are made. And he got a first-hand look into, you know, the construction of the garments and the inner workings of Tom Ford, and he was really moved by that. He said with this debut, he wants to provoke, you know, he wants it to be about seduction, and provoking emotions. And he did, you know, just that. The looks were absolutely lovely. But one thing I liked about this, and I'm going to always say this, when it comes to a new creative director heading a major brand, I love when they just give you a little bit. And that's what he did. He just gave you a glimpse into this new era of Tom Ford. And I love when the creative directors don't try to go over the top and make it a history-making collection right at the beginning. You got to give the people an appetizer before you give them the main course. You know, we live in a world right now, and Hader Ackerman also talks about this, as well as Sarah Burton in the latest issue of Vogue, where, in their interviews. And, you know, we live in such a microwavable world that we're missing the whole point of the artistry around fashion. And so, I enjoyed this collection. There were references to Halston, these dresses here with the whole side out, honey. And just pay attention to the detailing on the side of just how he holds the dress together so it doesn't move and you don't have a puss slip, you know. Also, Halston is one of the, Halston is iconic within fashion, honey, but it's also one of Tom Ford's inspirations. So I thought that was interesting. Let me see, what other looks did I really enjoy? Let me pull them up here so I can really, really see. Oh, this white suit, I don't really too care. I like the black one, but this white one here, look at the folds and the pleats in the front. The pants at the bottom, it gives a sporty illusion, but it's still sophisticated and chic. Oh, my goodness. I also like this menswear look right here. By the way, the collection was co-ed, which I also enjoyed. I love this smoker's jacket right here. This lengthened smoker's jacket. You know, wear it out. You know, he often, in the interview with Vogue, he said, listen, when you think of Tom Ford, you think of the night. But when you think of Hader Ackerman, honey, you think of the day after, honey, the morning after, honey, which I definitely think of the morning after when I think of Hader Ackerman. You know, you find this man so attractive, Jaja, at least get the man's name right, for crying out loud. I often think about the morning after when I look at Hader Ackerman, but not for the work. But now I do. This man is fine, honey. Colombian and French, that's a good combination, honey. So I love this. The tailoring, it's Hader Ackerman. The tailoring is always going to be so sharp and so on point. What other looks did I like? Let's take a look at the honey. Oops, excuse me. And you know, I also love that he incorporated a lot of color. I like that the Tom Ford logo wasn't on every piece. Honey. But my favorite look, which broke the internet, was this blood red python skinned trench coat, honey. This is the showstopper. This is the showstopper, honey. If this Tom Ford runway was a porno, this dress would be the money shot. And you know what I mean by that. Blowback. Honey, you can wear this, and listen, you could wear this with nothing on underneath and make it a complete look like here on the runway, and nobody would bat an eyelash, honey. This is everything. So huge congratulations to Hader Ackerman, honey. This lisp, I promise y'all, when I get some money, the first thing I'm gonna do is get these teeth fixed. So huge congratulations to Hader Ackerman. I love this collection, and I'm really, 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 really excited to see what else is in store for this next era of Tom Ford. By the way, he got a standing ovation from Tom Ford and Anna Wintour. So you know it's going to be some shit coming up here in the next couple of seasons with Hader Ackerman and Tom Ford. So huge congratulations to him. Now, listen. Let's get into Sarah Burton, because, you know, Sarah Burton, when I said perhaps the two most anticipated and controversial, when I said controversial, honey, I was talking about Sarah. Honey, girl, the internet was giving Sarah hell, honey, over this collection. But again, we live in a microwave society where we want everything right now, all at once. And when it comes to real artistry, it's touch and go. It's experimental. It doesn't happen like that. That's not organic. And that's why a lot of these collections during Paris Fashion Week, I was confused as to which one was which in certain cases. Just thought I'd let that breathe for a minute. So listen. Now, what I will say, after saying all of that, there was a few pieces that I didn't really like. I didn't like these mesh, you know, ankle length, whatever this is. I didn't like this. I did like the opening look, but listen, she talked to Vogue. Honey, I'm just thinking about how quick people were to write her off. It's her first collection for Givenchy. I'm just thinking about all the comments I was seeing and how, like, people forget. Listen, I'm just going to go off a script here. People forget that Sarah Burton. People forget that Sarah Burton worked under the great Lee Alexander McQueen. So Sarah Burton understands what a lot of these brands don't, and that's real garment making, silhouettes, cuts, boning, structure. She understands all of that in a way that a lot of these new design up and coming designers do not. Yeah, some of the ones that y'all put on a pedestal and give all this credit to, we have to stop focusing so much on the foo-foo-la. And one of the brands, they made the pocketbook, which I thought was great. But when we really, really get down to the nitty-gritty of why we're on the front row of these shows, we want to see the clothes. We don't give a damn about your 3D sunglasses. We don't give a damn about your electronic t-shirts with the logo going across it. What about the clothes? Sarah Burton understands clothes. Not only does she understand clothes, but she understands the house of Givenchy at least a little bit, because she was alongside Lee Alexander McQueen when he did his short stint as creative director, I believe back in '97, with those history-making collections over at Givenchy. So for this collection, she decided to ruffle through the original sketches of house founder Herbert de Givenchy's first collection that debuted back in 1952, which, by the way, was just recently found in a wall in his former residence, I believe. I forgot where they said it was. I believe it was in Paris. They were doing renovations and tore down this brick wall and found the original sketches, which I thought was crazy. Coming up on, her being the new creative director. So she was ruffling through them, and, one thing also that I liked about this collection, it wasn't centered around the male gaze. Sarah Burton really wanted, what do women want? Which is a really important concept, especially now when women's rights have been stripped away from them. And there's a lot of other bills that are on the House floor in certain states, that are really jarring and really scary to think about. So for once, especially with it being Women's Month and her being one of the only women to head a legacy fashion house, why not center the collection around what women find beautiful, what would make a woman comfortable in her day-to-day, and what women really find sexy. It's a whole lot of centering men going on, and we getting ready to get to the end. We gonna get to that in a minute. Trust me. So listen, huge congratulations to Sarah Burton. Some of my favorite looks, honey. Let me tell y'all something. This look right here. This look right here. This look right here. Now y'all know this got me written all over it. Sarah Burton, can I get this in a 3X, honey? Honey, please. Just, oh my God. One thing that she did say in an interview that I watched, I forgot what publication posted it, but she said, The clothes need to look good from front to back. Look at this, is perfection. And it could work on any body type with just a little extra tailoring. I could wear this. You could wear this. She could wear this. Lizzo could wear this. Beyonce, Rihanna, whoever. Naomi, And maybe even with a pair of pants, somebody older. Or hell, dare I say, I could see Kamala Harris in this with a pair of slacks to match. I could see Michelle Obama would kill in this. Maybe even with the leg out. Who knows? Then my other favorite look. Okay, this is a different version of the same one that we just saw. Now this is more Kamala Harris, political, Democratic women in the Democratic political space, because I don't give a fuck about them Republican hoes. Not unless they done came over to our side. Okay, this look right here. Love it. It's easy. It's comfortable. It's beautiful. It's still covered up. It's sophisticated. But, even just the touch of the sleeves at the end of, the touch of the sleeves, the pants. It's very masculine, but there's something very soft and peaceful about it. It's just like, I'm going to the bodega to get a coffee. But, bitch, I look the fuck good. And you see it. It gives, I'm going to get a coffee. But, bitch, you see it. Honey, I'm going to get the mail. But, bitch, you see it. Yes! I live for it. I also loved, now, we have to talk about the showstopper. We talked about Hader Ackerman and Tom Ford, and if that fashion show was porn, that Red Python coat would be the money shot. Well, honey, this is the money shot. Blowback! Of Sarah Burton's Givenchy. This compact mini dress. It's very Susie Q. It's very, I could see Elle Fanning in this. I could see who else? I could see Ariana Grande in this. Because, even though Ariana Grande is damn near 30 years old, she still looks like she's 12. But also with a pair of sheer pants. I could see me in this. Hello! These are all vintage makeup compacts, lipstick, powder puffs. This is exquisite. This is exquisite. I love this. I also love this top. Real busy at the top, but real simple, masculine, but elegant and sophisticated on the bottom. And then there was this dress. I love the elevated neckline, just the folds and the pleating and just how everything lays. And she also paid homage to Givenchy with the prints. So again, huge congratulations to Sarah Burton. And this is just a glimpse of what is yet to come. She's seeing what works. She's seeing what doesn't. She's stitching this up over here. She's stitching this down over here. It's all about experimentation when a creative director is making their debut at a legacy fashion house like Givenchy. You have to give them time. And you also, people forget, a lot of these looks come with different pieces. Strip it apart, separate it, see what you like, see what you don't like in your head. Flip this, put this over here with that look, and then, oh, I like that actually. Use your imagination. People don't have vision. When I looked at this collection, no, I didn't like those netted dresses, but I said, oh, well, maybe if I put this over here and with this, oh, I like that. So again, huge congratulations to Sarah Burton over there at Givenchy. You are going to be doing great things. And, with the tutelage of, I hope that's the right word, of being under Lee Alexander McQueen so far for his whole career up until his untimely death. Honey, y'all better sit down on Sarah Burton. Thank you. So listen, so far, I'm only going to touch on 2 shows that I really, 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 really loved. because Paris Fashion Week is not over yet, and I want to see everything before I make my final decisions on my 3 favorite shows, honey. But these two are going to be a tough act to follow, honey. Let me start off with Daniel Rosenberg for Schiaparelli. Honey! Honey! The suits, the dresses, the fringe, the Western aesthetic, paired with that Schiaparelli otherworldly surrealism. Honey, the tailoring, the hem, those liquid gowns, these suits. Look at this dress here. Look at this dress right here. Honey, that looks like a bottle of spumante poured all over a naked fucking body. Bitch, do you hear me? Honey, look at... I'm blown. I am blown. Daniel Rosenberg just can't seem to stray away from, haute couture, even during, the ready-to-wear season. It's still an element of haute couture. Honey, look at this coat. So simple, but with those oversized stacked belts. And then here comes Gigi Hadid in the closing look. Huge congratulations to Daniel Rosenberg. I absolutely fell out. Ooh. When I saw this. And listen, I always give a nod to Olivier Rousteing for Balmain, honey. Olivier has been at Balmain, I cannot believe, because I remember when he started, for almost 14 years. Okay? And he said in interviews that he's introducing a new era to Balmain, and I'm excited to see it. Now, there were some people, who wanted to throw a little shade or whatever, but this man has been at the helm of this fashion house and done it justice, unlike Demna for Balenciaga. I'm just saying, don't shoot the messenger. And has been doing it justice. I think house founder Pierre Balmain would be so proud to see how far he has taken the brand into the future since, Pierre Balmain has been gone. It was 80s. It was very working girl, very Melanie Griffiths, but modernized. I love the zebra prints. He even paid homage to himself. The king, honey. And the accessories, those boots, those shoes. He's playing around. He's tired of the old same old. He's playing around. He's moving this and putting it on top of this and sewing these together. That's what real artistry, fashion, styling is about. You're not going to find the next viral look if you keep on doing the same old viral looks from 2018 over and over and over and over again, Demna. Oh, wait, we were talking about Olivier, sorry. But yes, this quite possibly could be my favorite. But listen, we're not going to touch Alessandro Michele today, but he shut it down, and I'm quite pleasantly surprised. Anyway, so listen, I told you guys, we have a new front row queen of Paris Fashion Week, honey, and that is none other than the queen, the Swamp Princess, the track Grace Jones, the new hip hop Madonna, honey, Doechii. Doechii, let me tell y'all, Doechii turned it out. Doechii turned it out for the girls at Chloe, at Tom Ford, at Acne Studios, at where else did she go? This Louis Vuitton look, honey, in Schiaparelli, honey. She also performed at the Louvre dinner after party, wearing Schiaparelli again with the headdress. It very much gave Queen Latifah, who you calling a bitch? You know what I mean? Back when female rap was really about the grit and the story. Doechii has a story, and she is what did I say when I wrote my reviews on her look? I said she is what's the word I'm looking for? manifestation personified. She called this for herself, sitting in her kitchen and in her living room in her little rundown apartment in front of her phone years ago before anybody knew who she was. And just to see her as a chocolate sister with a real message. It's not all about wet pussies and Birkins. Bitch, this girl has a real message. This is real hip hop. And the way her rollout is coming, it just reminds me of Lauryn Hill back in the day, who she just performed with. It was almost like a symbolic passing of the baton down there in Miami at the Jazz Fest. Her rollout reminds me of, even though she doesn't always rap about sex and that's not her main focus, Lil' Kim, because Lil' Kim was the one who really ushered in the rap girls being on the front row at the runway, at the runway shows. Paris, Milan, Versace. I know we all talk about Nicki, but Nicki wouldn't be sitting on the front rows. Although I haven't seen her on the front row lately. She wouldn't be sitting on the front rows back in 2018 had it not been for the original K.I.M. honey. So, and Doechii pays homage to all those women. So, again, huge congratulations to Doechii. Now, Doechii has caused... Ooh, I might have to light my cigarette for this one. Honey, Doechii has caused quite a stir on the internet, honey. Quite a stir on the internet. Damn, I don't have it in here? What the fuck? Oh, yes, I do. Here it is. So, listen, Doechii caused quite a stir on the internet, honey. So, there's this series on YouTube. I'm not quite familiar with what the name of it is, but they sit down and they have the hottest chicken wings in the world. And what you have to, somebody asks you a question, and if you don't answer it, you got to eat the chicken wing and burn your mouth up and drink milk and spit it out and act a fool and all of that. So she was doing this with her friends, and the friend asked her, what's a red flag, when you're dating? And take a look at what she said, honey.
What's my biggest dating red flag?
Is it being on the DL?
You're on the right track. I have my answer.
Is it close enough?
You want to guess one more time what would be a red flag for me?
Bad music taste?
Oh, that is a good one.
Because that's one for me.
That is a good one.
Like,
but that's
what
not
do you
what
mean
I put.
You don't listen to Michael Jackson? But okay.
Okay. This is a huge red flag for me.
All right. It's so crazy. I was gonna say men.
Honey, so listen. I saw it. I immediately went to the comment section. I had time to be a little messy this weekend. Every now and then you need a little bullshit, just to wet your whistle a little bit. Every now and then. It's okay to be messy every now and then. So listen, I jump in the comments and listen. I saw a lot of people doing think pieces all over Instagram and social media about it. But I'm going to come at it from a different angle because, men don't like being held accountable for a motherfucking thing. Let's just keep it real. But to the girls, the women, the natural born women, why are y'all so quick? Now listen, anytime, and I hate to bring it back to the gays and the LGBTQ+, I said I wasn't going to do this, but since we're here, we might as well ring the doorbell, right? I hear all of this, protect women, protect women, protect women. We have to protect women. The government is out for women. Oh, protect us in the bathroom. But when it comes down to a heterosexual man, y'all always lay your head on the train tracks for these men. The comments from the women were really jarring. But I'm not surprised because I'm going to say something, and I hope I don't get in trouble. And this is one of those things, if it don't apply, let it fly. Because there are some really confident, powerful, strong women out there. I happen to be friends with a couple of them. So this is not me, black woman bashing or female bashing or whatever. But when it comes to the male gaze, a lot of you women forget who you are. A lot of you women forget the power that you hold and what you're currently up against. a lot of women were saying, oh, see, here she go with the agenda, and oh, she all about the gays, and, you know, and you missed the whole point of what she was saying. That was her saying a red flag is a heterosexual man was a jab at patriarchy. When you really run down the statistics, it's men in the majority, and that's not all men, but it's men that's in the majority that abuse women, that kidnap women, that verbally abuse women in their home, that physically abuse women in their home. We see a lot of men get online, and the way they talk about women, especially black men, the way black men talk about black women. Hello? Are you on the air? You know, let's not act like this is not a real thing. And I find it crazy. Listen, when I jumped in the comment section, oh, this one girl, oh, she got in my... Girl, she was so mad at me, she got in my DMs. There was one woman who left the comment, oh, that's why her coochie's gonna smell like shit after fucking around with those lady boys. Girl, you missed the whole point of what she said. And that's quite trifling to say about a group of people that you clearly know nothing about. That's disgusting to say. So I said, you know, worry about your daughter's overbite. Everybody came. Everybody, listen. When it comes to disrespect, I'm from Jersey. I don't fight fair. I go for the jugular. I don't play. It's your kids, your dead grandma, your whoever. Because when it comes to, you know, throwing shade at the LGBT community, all bets is off. Oh, we die. You're going to die. I had one man tell me, that's why you're going to die of AIDS. I said, well, nigga, at least I'm going to die for something. At least I'm going to die for not living my life the way another nigga told me to live it. And to me, once a nigga fuck you in your head, you might as well bend the fuck over. And this one girl, she got in my DMs, honey. You a man. You'll never be a woman. I have a pussy. You women need to stop reducing your womanhood down to your genitals. Because dogs have pussies too. And when it all boils down to it, a man will fuck a sock with a plastic glove in it. I've seen it. A nigga will carve a hole in a cucumber or an eggplant and fuck it. And how much money is your pussy going for? How much money is your pussy making you in your sleep? Because I'm gonna give you some. I'm gonna tell you some real shit here. And this is not me woman bashing now. I'm just calling it like I see it. Ever since OnlyFans, pussy ain't selling like it used to. Hello. Not only is it not selling like it used to, honey, these men want you to pay for the dick. They want you to pay for the dick. They want to be the pillow princess. Okay? I would love to see a shift where y'all women, and I'll throw myself in that too. You know, I've messed with men that I shouldn't have, you know. I was getting ready to mess with a man that I shouldn't tonight, but I came to my senses. Thank you, Jesus. Telling all my tea. I would love to see a shift where we really hold each other down, whether it be a trans woman or a bio woman or an intersex woman or a black woman or a white woman or a Hispanic, Latino, Asian woman. I would love to see women really say, hell no, we ain't going for that. Listen, we love y'all, man, but we're not going for that. Especially in the black community. In order to get the man that you want, you have to have standards. And you have to call the bullshit out when you see it. Stop being so thirsty for the male gaze that you throw your other sisters under the bus. Because when you throw them under the bus, it ain't going to be too long for that bus transfer hit your ass. Ugh, and y'all took that and ran with it and made it something about the gays. Y'all made it something. You didn't hear her. You did not hear her. You heard heterosexual man and red flag and you ran with it. Good God Almighty, if we only listen to hear instead of to respond. Jesus. Again, y'all men don't like to be held accountable for the shit y'all do. Look at the way y'all sit up here and talk about these women. And yeah, there are women that talk about y'all like a dog too. Everything y'all do, they police y'all manhood harder than the FBI and ICE is policing immigrants right now. They do. They do. They do. They do. And when I say immigrants, I'm immigrants of all kinds that are brown. That includes from the West Indies, Africa, everybody. Before y'all, because that girl that jumped in my DM, I had said something about ICE to her because she's Latino, and she said I look like a gorilla. And she said, well, you're racist. You're just mad because Latino women have real hair. Girl. The things that people say on the internet are so ignorant. But the way y'all get up here and talk about these women talk about y'all too. But listen, just because somebody throws shit to them, when y'all always got to catch it. Especially with a female. Not to mention the way that women pour into men and they hardly ever get it back. Whether it be a bio woman or a trans woman, because honey, we done all been there. We all date the same men. Whether y'all bitches want to believe it or not. We all date the same kind of men. Because that's what's out here. And that's the point that Doechii was trying to make. You men don't pour into the women. Never mind the cheating, the babies everywhere, the disrespect, the colorism, the harassment, the abuse, verbal and physical. Y'all don't pour into women. Y'all don't know how to schmooze a bitch. If you want to learn how to schmooze a bitch, go over there on Tubi and watch Richard Gere in American Gigolo. You want to know how to pimp something? That's how you pimp something. You want to make money off that dick? That's how you make some money off that dick. You got to schmooze a bitch. But more importantly, even if you're just having sex with a woman, even if y'all just fuck buddies, make sure she's all right when she get home if she's leaving your spot. And I know there's men that are out there that do that, but when y'all get in front of these cameras on these podcasts and y'all, reaching the masses of not just men your age, but also young men, that's not what y'all are giving. That's all. I didn't want to get too deep in it because, again, Doechii was just being fun and kitschy coo, but she was also sending a message. And that message was, fuck patriarchy, y'all men need to do better. And you do. Just own it. In the words of Lisa Rinna from Housewives of Beverly Hills, just own it. Own it. Anyway, guys, I will be back in a few days after Paris Fashion Week officially wraps up. Make sure you stay tuned. Au revoir.